Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is a place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Tuesday, so we are here with Terry Johnson online, TJ, all the way from New York City. I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups. We want to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and we're the Biz Chicks. How you doing this morning, Pat? We want to give a shout out also to everybody watching on the replay. We just want to thank you for taking the time out to spend time with us, and we appreciate you. So we ask you to join the conversation as we discuss how to increase your reach and amplify your content. How you doing this morning, TJ?
It's so hot. We don't say hot, we say hot. It is hot.
It's hot in New York.
It is very hot in New York. The air feel is 100 degrees. Okay,
Oh
so
my gosh.
if you see sweat popping out, I mean, I got the air on full blast, but I'm still like hot.
Oh my goodness. And so is the humidity high?
It's everything. It's the temperature, it's the humidity, everything. We've been in a heat wave off and on for like almost over a week. So
really?
yeah, it's super hot in New York. Super
Wow.
hot. It's hot. But I know you guys don't want to talk about the weather because it's summertime. You go, oh well, it's summertime. It's supposed to be hot. It's not supposed to be this hot. Okay. It's supposed to be like 85. It's like 100. Okay. And
that's what you would love it to be. 85, right?
I know. 85, 80, 85. Good morning, Alfredo. How are you?
Hey, Al. How
you doing? And everybody else, if you're out there watching us right now, please say hello. Let us know where you're from. If you're watching a replay, again, add to the chat, put in where you're from. Let us know you're here. Just say hi. We need to know that you're here. We'd like to know that you're here. Okay, so welcome to the discussion, everybody. This is Tuesday where we talk about digital marketing topics. That includes social media marketing, that's email marketing, that's your website, that's branding, throw a little SEO in there, and something else. Oh, content marketing. So I've been talking about content marketing a lot this last maybe month and a half or so because I feel like content is the most important part of your strategy. Okay, so Terralina said welcome, everybody come in, say hi, also do us a favor and share this discussion out on your social media platforms with your followers and your friends so we can all have this great big conversation about digital marketing. I know you want to talk about it, right? I know you want other people to know. Right? I know that. So that's why I'm saying wherever you are, because we're on different platforms. I'm not going to name them all. You know where you are. So there's a big old share button. Share it out. Thank you very much. So that's my call to action, which is something you should always do when you're online. So you want to direct people to do what you need them to do. So I just did a call to action.
Okay.
So we appreciate that you share this out. We're going to bring more people in the conversation. That always makes it fun and livelier with different opinions and mindsets. And, like I said, wherever you are in the world, because we have a global audience, we can no longer say, well, we're in the United States, so this is just the 50 states. But no, this is global. So the reach is global. So that's something we're going to talk about, reach, because that's important to your content. Now, I've been talking about, we started this with your marketing message, your why. And then I talked about your core. I talked about the story. We talked about how to tell a story. We talked about successful content. And now that you've done all of that, we need to say, hey, we need more people to see this content. That's where the Amplifier Content, increase your reach part of the discussion goes today. So this is what we're going to talk about. And as always, I have lots of notes and I want to refer to them instead of, because I'll just talk off the top of my head because there's one in here. But I like to, let's have a little structure to this. It can't be, too free form. So, with today's social media, you share more content. There's a lot of content out there. oh, what is his name? I forgot. Mark Schaefer. He's a marketing specialist that I follow online, and he's a professor at Rucker and everything. And he's one of the opinions that I kind of listen and follow to. And he said years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that we were going to have something called content shock. Now, what is the content shock that he was saying? I think this was 2015 or something. I don't have the date correct. But he wrote a blog post because he has a website where, he's written lots of marketing books and things like that. So on his website, he was saying that he saw something called content shock coming. That meant that there was going to be so much content that it would shock and overwhelm people online. Okay, that's where the content shock part came
like
from.
Information overload.
Information overload, too much content. And he's right in the source, because here we are 2020, there's lots of content. It's overwhelming. This is the number one complaint. How do I promote my blog posts, my social media posts? How do I get seen through all of the noise? It's like, think of it as an ocean, and everybody's got a boat on the ocean. Everybody. When before social media, there was just, a few boats here and there. There's so many. Think of it now that there's so many boats, so many ships, so many, and different sizes. Everybody's boat isn't the same. So we got boats and ships and yachts and destroy all the big to the small. And they're all overcrowded in this ocean. There's limited space. That's the part I want you to see. That there's limited space. Not really, because there's no limit on your posting. So let's look at say Facebook or Twitter, Pinterest. Let's look at any of them. Do any of the social media platforms penalize you or stop you from posting? For example, do they say you can only post 2 times a day? No. You post as many times as you want. Now, people don't do that because that's annoying to your followers. If you post this every 3 seconds you're posting something, that's overwhelmed. So don't do that. So everyone knows that there's certain rules, and I always bring up these rules by these influencers, marketing gurus, that say you must post on Instagram between 9 and 11. I don't subscribe to that. I mean that you post when your audience is there and ready to hear information from you. Okay? But there's no limit on that. So if your audience likes to hear from you 10 times a day, then guess what? You can post 10 times a day. See, that works. But what we're talking about here, the content shop that Mark Schaefer is talking about, is that you are just posting because somebody told you to post. See, we've always talked about the fact that you must post when you have something of value to say, something valuable that your audience wants to hear from. Okay. I've always said that. We said that as long as we've been talking marketing on Tuesdays. I always say post when you have something to say, not because someone said you must post on Twitter 10 times a day, or you must post on your Facebook page 2 times a day. There's no rule that you follow for success. And I think people are looking for that. There's a rule
that looking for a recipe that is foolproof.
Yes, they're looking for a fool. Oh, I love that, Carolina. They're looking for a foolproof recipe for success on social media with their accounts and with their business. But there is no foolproof.
Here's the other thing too, Chair. They not only want it foolproof, but they want it to be instant. Add water and stir.
Yes,
they don't want to bake from scratch.
Exactly. They want it foolproof. They want it instant. They want it microwavable. They don't want to do the work. Or why isn't it working? And I bring up these topics because I'm in the Facebook groups. I'm in some other groups that we talk about marketing. And that's like one of the complaints from business owners is that no one, I'm not getting results as fast as I want. No one is following no one's watching my lives. No one is engaging with me. So I said, well, first of all, what are you serving? Are you giving? And this is the key. The example I want to use. So, when you're part of a church, there's a church drive every couple of months or once a year, whatever your church does it, a drive to collect canned goods or, unused, gently worn clothes to help out the less fortunate, right? So a lot of people will do this. They will go in their cabinet and get that old rusty can that's been there a few years. Some people do that. Now I'm not saying every, but I know that because I've been on the other side where, you know,
Mhm,
we've
I have
been at
to.
church and accepted the things and we had to go through them. So
Mhm,
this is what I'm saying. You don't give out the old rusty can you had in the back of your cabinet that's 5 years old. You don't give that to someone in need. You go to the store. This is what I do. I go to the store and buy the canned goods that are there because most of the time canned goods are on sale for vegetables and things like that. So you're not out of pocket.
Not only that, you would not want to open up a box and you're in need
Expired.
and find
Mm-hmm.
something that you wouldn't cook in your kitchen yourself.
That's it.
That is terrible.
That's it. I love it. Don't give somebody something you wouldn't cook in your kitchen yourself. I
Hmm.
love that. That's exactly what I'm saying. So that applies when you're giving to the church or giving to an organization who's asking for donations, or if you're putting out content on your social media platforms. Now, Alfredo says he's in Gardena, California.
Yeah.
Good. And Alfredo says, I only post when I have something value to say. In a private video chat, someone asked me how to file share Mac OS and Windows. I thought about to create a how to live stream video with for later. Okay, so yeah, you wanna give value, you wanna give something of value. Um
Hmm.
Tachi's here. Good morning. She's having her show Media Scope. The 5th year anniversary is tomorrow. So congratulations. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Tune in everybody to Media Scope. Find it on Facebook, find it on Periscope. Alfredo's out. Alfredo says live streaming and content marketing is a marathon, not a sprint. Exactly. It's a marathon. It's a long game. You're not here for short-term wins. If you are, you're going to be disappointed. Okay, so that's what I mean about the content and creating content and giving and sharing. Hey, Lou is here. Hi, Lou. Hi, ladies. How are we doing? Our first order is coming over to the USA. Oh, because Lou is in the Isle of Wight, right? Correct me if
Yes.
I'm wrong. That's it. Oh, congratulations. You're doing well. I'm loving it. Okay, so I mean, this thing about content is like everybody wants successful content. We talked
Hmm.
about it last week, the things to do, to don't. I talked about the story, how to tell the story, because that's your core to how you're going to cut through the noise, which is what we're talking about today, amplifying your content. And I was bringing up Mark Schaefer, who wrote about Content Shop because he saw it coming, where this wave of content, because everybody's creating content and just putting it out there. So it's like a wave that's washing over everybody and nobody's paying attention. So I was bringing
Hmm.
up the analogy of all the boats in the ocean. So if you've got a lot of boats that no one's going anywhere, no one's paying attention to anything because you're stuck. There's too much content. All right.
Too
So
much
you're not going to be seen.
traffic. Too much traffic.
Yes, too much traffic.
Hmm.
Okay. Alfredo says Amazon Live is a great example of content marketing and selling. Yes. Amazon Live is they have a new live streaming um platform where if you're approved, right, Alfredo, I think you have to go through the Amazon partner program, or there's a program that you have to sign up for, and then they allow you to live stream and talk about the products you're promoting through Amazon. Okay, so that's the key. You can't just go on and not have an Amazon I think it's partner. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a program you join for Amazon to promote products on Amazon, so now you can live stream about those products. So who has it? Ross. Yeah, Ross Brand has it. He was doing it. I think Eileen Smith has it. She was talking about it. So that's something new on the live stream front. So more content. More
Nice.
content. Okay, so back to the content shop. And when the thing is, when Mark Schaefer wrote this article, like I think it was 2015. I have to check the date, but
Hmm.
when he wrote this content and said there's going to be too much content and it's going to be an overload, people got upset with him and said, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, fast forward 2020, I believe he either rewrote the article or someone wrote an article about what he wrote and said that he was right, that there is too much content. There's so much content that people don't know where to go or what to see or who to follow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it can get
Oh. Mm-hmm.
confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I started a watch party. So if you guys see me looking at my phone, it's because
Oh, okay.
I've
No
got
problem.
people over here and they're
Yeah,
talking.
you starting a watch party because you know your background is for partying. You set up for summer partying. I love it. It's so relaxing. You're like, I'm in the back. You got your glass of water.
It is so cool out here and shady, so that's nice too.
See, I wish I had some of that coolness and that shady. Okay, Alfredo says Ross Brand created a summary video about getting it. Another content creator. Yes, Ross Brand's a content live. He's in. He has livestreamuniverse.com, his website. Alfredo says Eileen Smith has Amazon line, and so does Ross Brand. Alfredo says too much content overload. Yes, yes, because that's one of the complaints from marketers, from small business owners who say I'm posting and no one's paying attention to my posts. No one's asking, no one's engaging in the comments, or I'm doing live and no one's watching, or I'm doing a podcast and I only have a handful of listeners, or I'm writing a blog post and nobody's going to my website. Well, see, this is the thing. I'm going back, and Alfredo said again about the valuable content. Mm-hmm. And that was an issue that we talked about in the last week and the week before. And this is the key. It has to be valuable. What does that mean, valuable? Well, it has to be of value to a specific audience. That's why I say you niche. You create a niche audience because they're concerned about one thing. It's not a general audience. Mm-hmm. General audiences don't get you anything but general. You don't get anything special. So if you have a niche audience, then when you create content, they're going to be more receptive to that because that's something they care about. All right. So that's number one. That's the value part of it. Two, it has to be information that they want or need or solve the problem. That's another part of it. If you're not doing that, then of course they're not going to pay attention because there's so many other things going on in our lives that we're paying attention. Hello, pandemic. Okay. So there's a way to reach your audience if it's niche, if it's specific, if it's targeted, and you're giving them the information they want. Does that sound like fishing or gardening or dating? Those are the three topics we always bring up.
Like dating to me.
Yeah. So yes.
Yeah. He agrees with you.
Yes. So listen. When you're fishing, what are you doing? You're on a lake, probably. That's niche. That's not a general. That's not the ocean. You're on a lake. You got a boat. You got the right tools. You've got the right bait, and what do? You put the fishing line in the water with the right bait, and you sit there and you wait. And guess what? The nibbles come on. The fish gets on the hook. You reel it in. Success. Same thing with gardening. What do you have to do with gardening? You have a small area niche that you're gardening. You're not gardening the whole town. You're doing a small spot in your backyard, right?
Yeah.
And then what are you doing? You're putting down the vegetables you want, or if it's a neighborhood garden, what the neighborhood wants. But see, that's specific. That's not, I'm going to just do anything willy-nilly. I'm not going to plant, let me see. I'm trying to think of something that nobody wants. Brussels sprouts. Well, nobody eats that. I'm going to do tomatoes or, strawberries or, something like that people like, the vegetables that people like. See, that's another key. Now with dating, this is Terralina's favorite topic, the dating. What happens with the dating, Terralina? Tell them.
You don't date everybody. You're not putting out a curtain call for a date. You are very specific, or you should be, about what you're looking for so that you can target who you want to date and you can identify them when they show up. Is this who I want to date? It's just narrowing it down. And I think that's what we're talking about right now, niching it down to what.
Yeah. That was a part of, we did a whole Tuesday discussion about the niche, but I just want to bring little pieces back to show you that you need those things in order for someone to pay attention to you because of the content shop, because there's too much content. So you have to stand out. And then I was saying last week about the your content has to be thumb stopping because the apps are designed like a slot machine where things just go, and you has to catch your attention to stop, for your finger to stop scrolling. So those are all parts of things of what we're talking about. Hey, Khalid says, solve your customers' problems. Yes, that's it. Alfredo says, niche it down, narrow down the content. Nike, just do it. Toyota, make it easy for you. Amazon.com logistics, hashtag delivering smile. See? There's some examples there. All right. I saw another oh, here we go. Khalid says, research the competition. It's important too. Yes. Yes, that's very important to know what they're doing. Alfredo says, I read they're not competition but collaborators. And then Alfredo says, date every content creator. No. No.
You will never get off of the social media. Provide better customer service than your competitors.
Yes. Okay. Khalid says provide, yes.
In other words, make it a better date. You know what? If you are marketing to everyone without any focus, you're gonna have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find that print.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you can waste your time kissing frogs.
Yeah.
You could have been on the date with the prince.
Yeah. And see, all of this is easier when you have the right information. Dating, right? When you have the right information, when you've done your background before you even go on the date, you've talked and you asked the right questions and got some answers, right?
Yes.
With fishing, you're gonna research the right lake, the right spots. Where are the fish jumping? But that's where you go. You don't go to the dead spot because, well, it's the lake. No, there's a certain part of the lake where the fish are jumping and the locals know. So you're going to do some background checks, some information, asking this and that. And it's really easy to do. Same thing with gardening. You're going to research the best soil. What kind of, watering system, irrigation system do you have to have? Do you, what kind of, you're going to use mulch, you're going to use fertilizer, all of those things go into what you're creating. And same thing with content. The same thing goes in. Khalid said dates, there's an app for everything, LOL. Yes, if you're into a certain type of lifestyle, there's an app for that. There's all apps. There's apps for everything. There is a website or an app for everything because we're now internet. We're in the part of the internet where things are getting specialized and meeting the needs. Instead of being a general app, it's now a specialized app. So that's where I want you to see the niche part of everything going. So you wouldn't just, when there's new apps now, they are targeted to a specific audience or a specific age group or a specific, group of people that do this one thing instead of being a general, like a Facebook. You don't see any more Facebooks coming up yet. I mean, there may be, but a general app that encompasses everyone, that doesn't fit the need of where we are on the internet now. Everything is, this is a group of moms, like I brought up last week about the expectant moms. They have their own group. And then there's a subset of that group that if they live on the West Coast, maybe they have a different group. See how everything gets niched down because that group is concentrated and they're into one or two topics that they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about general mom stuff because you can get that anywhere. You get that on the news, the Today Show, Good Morning America. They had a series this week about brushing your baby's teeth, general stuff. But there's moms out there that say, well, I want to get together with other moms in my area and talk about, here's an example, how the pandemic is affecting us and we can't do this, that, and the other. We can't do mommy and me. So how do we do mommy and me? Going to have to do it virtually. So they're going to set up a group. But you're going to be a mom with a baby, mom and me, that you've already met the other moms locally. See how that is where we're going. So that makes it harder for your content to be seen because these people are going into private groups and going underground because they got the general information they need off of the web. And they said, well, that's not enough. We need a private group over here. That's why Facebook, I think a year or two ago, started to emphasize
Group.
Facebook groups,
Yes.
because that was, yes,
You told us about that.
yes, that's what and now you see, right?
Mm.
Everything that, well, there's a Facebook group for this and that and that, and they're private. And how do you know about them? Well, this is the key part of the Amplifier content. If you're having a Facebook group that's private and you want to include more members, you're going to do something I call submarine. You're going to come up to the surface, get your periscope out, look around and see what's there, and bring new members down, and then you're going to go back under into the private group. So how does that work online? You're going to go to Twitter. You're going to go to public Facebook. You're going to go to Instagram. You might go to TikTok, and you're going to post content saying what you're providing. Hey, come and join us. We got this private group for busy moms. We're talking about the mom and me because we can't get together. Da, 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 da. So you post that on Twitter and you give them a link, or you post that on Facebook in the public mom groups, or on your public Facebook page, somewhere public where everybody has access. And you say, come on over with me to this link because we're having a private conversation about the topic you're interested in, where you're going to get more detail, more information, and you're going to learn more, and you're going to be with people like you. This is the key, people like you. So that's how you do it. You keep the private group, but and I'm talking about the admin, whoever owns or runs the group or runs, what's going on that's private. They're going to come up to the surface. I call it submarining. They're going to come up to the surface because the submarine comes up, right? Then looks around with the periscope, see what's on the horizon, checks it out, whatever, and they go back down. But they're always under. They're always under the water. So that's what you're going to do. I call that submarining. That is a part of amplifying your content. You must go up, have targeted messages that's going to target a specific group. Tell them to come on. We're over here. That means a link. That means joining your email list. That you could send them to your podcast if you want, wherever you want them to go. But you're going to come up. You're going to create that content. You're going to post it publicly, amplify it. If you want to, you can even run an ad. If that's in your budget, that will even give you more amplification, because Facebook especially will help you target the people that you want to reach with your ad dollars. So they want you to have the best return. So you're going to do that. Now you could do organic. Organic means you just come up and post and hope someone sees it. But if you're doing ad PPC, you're going to tell Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're running the ads, these are the people I want. Run the ad to these people.
Okay, you just used an acronym, PPC.
Oh, PPC. PPC is pay per click, or it's just running an ad. They call it in marketing, they call it PPC, but to you, it's running an ad.
Thank you.
Okay. Alfredo says, bring in private groups. They provide a specific content. Rarely do I see a private group, but public content is usually public to private. Now, what I'm saying is you're not sharing the content out of the group. The admin of the group is going outside because they have public accounts. I have a Facebook page, but that's not the only thing I own. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, I have a Pinterest, I have a podcast, I have I have a website. Those are all places I'm going to go publicly and talk about the thing that I'm doing that you want to be a part of. Hey, remember fan clubs for artists and singers and actors? They used to have fan clubs.
Yes.
Well, the fan club was what? To talk about that one artist. And then they went private and talked about it wherever they met. If they did phone calls, or they text, or they met in the mall, or they met somewhere, in a group. But that's the private part of it. But publicly, they came out and talked about the person that they like the most. They still do that right now, but they do it on Twitter. BTS, which is the Korean pop, one of the big Korean pop groups, and Korean pop, which is a genre of music, that those fans, they all talk on Twitter. They're super engaged. They've done some things to the administration on TikTok and Twitter. When they get together, it's like a group. And here's another one. Beyonce has a group called the Hive. They get together near the Hive, and they don't attack, but they kind of like protect her. And whenever someone says something that's not true, the fans all get on Twitter or all get on Instagram, and they start going after that person. They leave a B emoji in the comments. So that go ahead.
We have a question over here. Christy says, do you do ads?
Do I do ads? Yeah, I can help you with ads.
So if you're looking to do an ad and you need assistance, you need to contact TJ.
Yeah, Terry Johnson online.
You can direct message her on TJ online, and we'll put that contact information in here at the end of the show. But you can also follow her on Facebook and send her a direct message over there on Messenger.
Follow me on Facebook. Go to Terry Johnson online. Leave me a message. DM me. You can go to Instagram. You can go to on Twitter. I'm Web Girl TJ. That's a different. That's one of my older accounts before I was doing the name change. So yeah, or just put in the chat where you are. Just tag me. You can do @Terry Johnson. That'll tag me, or @Terry Johnson online. Either one of those will tag me where you are on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. Alfredo says, thanks for clarifying that. Okay, yes, that's what I mean, Alfredo. You have a private area. You're the admin of it. It could be your website. It could be whatever it is, but it's private. You can have a membership group. Whatever it is, it's private. You must be a member to come in. But if I want new members, I want to amplify my content to bring them to the private group, I have to go public because there's no public access to the private group. See? So you have to go out and do the work of, I wanted to say, what is it when you go out and you recruit? You want to go out and recruit, talk about your club, your business, whatever you're doing privately. You do that online by saying, hey, are you interested in XYZ? I've got this private group where we talk about blah, blah, blah. Come on over and join like-minded people where we discuss the thing that you like. And we don't talk about anything else. We talk about that one thing, one or two things. And people are like, sure, I want to do that because I'm interested in it. See, there's the interest. So you have to look at, say, fashion bloggers and stuff online. They're now, starting to they put stuff on Facebook and Instagram, but they're starting to bring people over to their website or to a private group where they can talk about fashion or a particular designer or a particular this or that. So they're gathering people, corralling people and saying, hey, I know you're interested in this. We talk about this over here every week, every day, whatever your schedule is, and come on over because you're going to be with like-minded people. People like to hang out with people they like and like the same things that they like. That happens in society, in real life. People hang out with people who like the same things. And I always bring up golf. I'm not a golf aficionado. I don't like golf. I would never want to do anything with it. I see it on TV. I turn. So if someone who's in a golf club or a conversation or a page or a website I'm like, I'm not interested. So you don't recruit people that aren't interested. You don't sell the unsellable. You don't convert the unconvertible. See? People want what they want. People like what they like, and you cannot change that. What you can do is get rid of the mindset of everybody is my customer. Everybody's going to be in my, everybody likes what I got. No. You're going to sell. You're going to convert. You're going to gather the people that like the thing you are talking about online. That's how it works. The people that don't like it, that's something you give up. You don't frustrate yourself trying to bring those people over to your side. Oh, how come I can't get these people to come over? Because I'm not interested, baby. I'm not interested in golf. I'm not. You're not going to convert me. And other things that I don't like. If you're talking about whatever you're talking about, the things that I don't like, I'm not going to pay attention to. That's how things work now on the internet. So this is what I mean about content. You're going to create content that brings in the people that you want to join the group that you're talking about. They're going to be interested. And you're going to bring them, hey, come on over here. They join the group, or they
Uh-huh.
join the membership or the private area, and they hang out. And if they still don't like what's going on, guess what? They can leave. That's their choice. So you don't whine and cry about, well, I got this many followers, or this, or oh, these many people unsubscribe from. I was on LinkedIn last week, and I made a comment. I have to find it, but I made a comment. This one person put up about they've done all the work of getting people onto their email list, and they asked friends and family, people that they network with, people that they did favors for, and so they said people sign up, but then they unsubscribe. And he was like, well, I did favors for you. How come you are not staying on my email list? And I told him, I said, listen, that's a gift. You don't want people on your email list because, one, you got to pay for the emails.
Yes.
If you're over a certain number with any email marketing program, you have to pay. So you want the people on your your email list that are interested, because they're going to do what you want them to do, or respond or engage because they like what you're talking about. The ones that you asked, and they may have joined up, and I told them, I said, they may have joined your list because you guilted them in it. Well, I did for you, now you got to do for me. Those are not the kind of people you want on your list, because they're not interested. And then you guilted them into joining the list. Well, so and so did a favor for me, and now they invited me to my email list, so I got to join. But then they unsubscribe. So you don't want that. You want people who are interested in what you're talking about to sign up for your list. In that group of interested people, that's your targeted audience, and you're going to give them valuable content, valuable information, and then you're going to lead them down with your call to action to your membership, to your product, to your service, whatever you're selling with your business. That's where the revenues come into. Not everybody in the targeted audience is going to buy, but they're more likely to buy. So see, you want to talk to those people because it's a smaller group, and you're not wasting your time with those who are not convertible. You can't convert them. See, that's how it works. I'm sorry for abandoning the comments. Yeah. Alfredo says, FYI, now watching via Facebook Watch. Okay. Tachi says, yes, my good friend had a fashion channel on YouTube. She has done this, plus put her content behind the paywall on Vimeo. See, that's where it's going. And you see this with YouTube and Patreon. There are so many videos on YouTube where the person's saying, oh, I'm talking about XYZ, da, 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 but I'm going into more detail, or there's a private chat, or there's a private something on my Patreon. Join my Patreon and you'll get more information. See? So that's the public part. They're amplifying their content with the public video, and then they're saying you get more on Patreon or Vimeo, because Vimeo has a paywall. You can set it up to where, you want more information. They go to Vimeo, they pay $5, whatever you set up, and they pay that money, and they get to see the content behind the firewall on Vimeo. So it's Vimeo, Patreon, your membership group, your web. You can do a paywall on your website. You can do a paywall anywhere. There's so many tools and platforms to set up to get people. You could even say, hey, go to my Shopify store. Whatever it is at the end of the line, at the end of this road, is revenue for your business. How the way that you get to the revenue, there's so many roads, but on the road to getting the revenue is content, and you got to get seen. That's where people either they get frustrated, they stop, they give up because of the content shot, because of too much content. But I'm saying there is too much content. But if you make targeted specific content for a targeted specific audience, you're good. You're good, because you're gonna draw those people to what you have. You're gonna entice them to come along with you on this customer journey to your business where the sales are. And as you take them from one place to one, the group will get smaller and smaller and smaller. That's okay, because when you get to the end, whoever's standing with you, they're buying, because they went on the journey with you. but it started with the content. So that's what I'm saying. You amplify your content. We talked about content, how to make good content, successful content, how to reach your audience, how to do this and that. But now you got to amplify it. That means you got to blow your own horn, toot your own horn. You got to go everywhere and say, hey, I've got this thing you might be interested in. Follow me over here and we'll talk about it. Not to sell.
Mm-hmm.
You can, because with Tachi's example, you can, because that's the short line where you say, here's my video, come on over to Vimeo or Patreon or whatever, and we're going to talk more about it when you pay $5, whatever the amount you set up. But there's a longer road where it's like, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to get on my email list, I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to get you onto another email list, more targeted, where we're talking about XYZ in depth. And then, do you want to be on that? And they click on yes. And then you got them into another targeted, super targeted niche within the main niche. Okay. So I don't want to get you guys confused. So I'm going to stop here and say, do you understand what I'm saying? That you have to.
We have a question over here.
Okay. Let's have it.
Christy Iwishiku says, when I have speaking engagements, I always get a list of all the attendees, but not all of them are prospective clients. What do you do?
Okay, so this is okay. So when she's at the speaking event, is she giving a call to action saying to join my email list?
Mm-hmm.
She's doing that.
She says, I always get a list of the attendees, but not all.
No, not a list of the attendees. I'm saying you're asking them to join your email list. I know there's a list of people attending, but that's see what I just said. Everybody is not your audience, even though they came to the speaking engagement. Everyone may not be interested in your business, even though you're part of a speaker's event.
Yes.
That's why if the event has a system or allows you to do a call to action to join an email list, that's what you do.
Ask them to join your email list.
Yes, not theirs. But this is another thing. The speaking, and this was, we're in a different environment now because everything's virtually. So the people that are hosting or creating an event, they will either let you know or you ask them, can I give a call to action to go to my website and sign up for my list, or give them an Amazon link to your book if you're selling a book or whatever. But you need to get them on your list, list, not the events list. Once you get them on your email list, you control the conversation. And that's when you send the email out saying, we had a good time at so-and-so event. And remember, I talked about XYZ. Well, I want to talk more about it, and then you talk about it and then you say what you want them where you want them to go. But you're the traffic cop when you own the list. You tell them where to go. Like, I want you to go over here. It's called segmenting. So you can segment the group, but you have to get them into your group first. If they're on a list for a speaker's event, that's their list. That's not yours. You see?
Even though they're willing to share it with you, it may not be niched down to the individuals who want to connect to you.
Right.
So
because see, the speaker
invite them to your party.
Yes, you invite them to your, we're at a networking event and it's all about, say, fashion, and there's different parts of fashion. And then you start to, you go up to a group of people and say, hi, what are you doing? And you find out they're in the designer labels or this one particular designer and and you say, okay, well, we're going to go over here and we're going to talk about this one designer versus all the other things that are going on in fashion. You see how that works?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you say, hey, let's connect. What's your LinkedIn? Oh, what's your email? What's your see how that works? That's how you get them into your group. You want to get them into your group, not an events group. That's why people, you'll see a lot of virtual events now, and they have a lot of speakers. But when they're speaking, each individual person, they have a call to action to join their list or go to their website. And see, that's an agreement between the speakers at the event and the person creating it. It's usually not a problem, but you always want to ask first. But that's how you do it. Just because they're coming to the event doesn't mean they're a customer. That just means interest.
Okay, so Kristen says Thank you. Okay, I have them sign up on my list, and a few people sign up. Well, you only need a few, right there, because you are focused. You don't need. Remember, we said at the beginning, you're not trying to date everybody, or you're going to kiss a lot of frogs. You're looking for that prince of a customer, that
Yeah.
ideal customer.
Yeah. That's why I said when we talk about dating, I said Terlene is going to tell you about dating. Everybody, you're not going to date everybody. You're looking for a specific set of qualities in a person, right? So
Mhm.
if you meet someone who doesn't meet that specific set, what do? You keep talking to them? No, you say, "Hey, nice to meet you. I gotta go."
Seriously,
And you move on.
when I was looking, and I don't know if you ladies have ever done this. When I was looking for a life partner, I sat down and made a list of the qualities that I wanted, so that I would know
Right.
when I saw it.
Right. And see, you do that when you talk about personas, and this is what they call the personas, but it's just a list of attributes of the ideal customer. That's all.
Exactly.
That it's a woman between the age of 35, 45. She's college educated. She makes this much money. She has 2 kids. She lives in this city. She drives this. She does that. She watches this. You get specific as possible, because a general idea doesn't go anywhere. A general anything doesn't. It's like when the fishermen, the commercial fishermen, they go out with the big trawlers and they have a big net.
Uh-huh.
They catch anything, right? It could
Including
be tuna. Yeah, it
crab.
could be, it could be in crabs, tuna. What they take a big net, go out in the ocean, and the net just picks up whatever's in the net. That's
Hmm.
not what you want. I mean, that works for fishing, for commercial fishing, but that doesn't work for you as an individual business owner, a solopreneur, small business, whatever. You don't have the time nor the resources to try to convert and reach everyone in the world. That's why it doesn't work. And even if you're going to an event, a speaker's event where it's about a certain topic, say it's about real estate, what everybody's not your customer. They're just going out of interest. That means they're interested. It's up to you to do the more detailed work of figuring out what it is they want. When you do that,
Now,
that leads you to the path, the customer journey to sales for your business.
okay, and Al has a comment here, and he's
Okay, Alfredo says, I need to create a list of a targeted customer. Yes, that's what you should be doing. That was the part we didn't talk about that at the beginning, because I was talking about your marketing message and I said your why. But after you do your why, you're going to put a list, like Teralina said, when you date, you're going to put down what you want, right? In a guy or a girl, right?
hmm
They must be 6 feet tall. They must be this. They must be that. They must do. That's your list. Why wouldn't you do that for your customer? Because you need that list in order to make content that's going to attract them, that brings them into your circle. And then that's where you have the conversation, build the relationship that leads to sales at the end of the line. Everyone is not going to join you on that journey. Just like Terlina said, dating, you're going to kiss a bunch of frogs before
if
you find the one prince.
if you do that kind of scatter shot, you
Yes.
know what I'm saying? And you're gonna
Yes.
waste a lot of time and a lot of money dating some people that you really don't want to deal with, only to find out, they weren't going to buy from you anyway, because they
Right.
weren't interested in you either. So
Right.
that's the thing. Now, let me make an analogy, Terry, so we
Yes.
can wrap this
Yes.
up. And that is that every other day I get some kind of mailer for the grocery store. Okay, I don't even shop at that grocery store. Now, by them doing that scatter shot to everybody, maybe once in a blue moon they might get me to come in for something that I may have seen, but I don't even open it up generally. It usually goes in the trash. And that's what you're doing with your dollars, with your advertising dollars, with your resources when you do a scatter shot that's not targeted.
Yes.
People just throwing it in the trash,
Exactly.
or they're
So
ignoring content.
now we talk about, because we need to tie this up. We're running out of time. Sorry, guys. But this amplifier content, I want to say, is that you're taking everything that you've done to create your content, but you don't stop there. You're going to amplify it by putting it out in front of more people. There's different ways to do that. There's organic, which is you're going to go everywhere and post and talk about it. And like I said, you either have the time or the money to do that as a business owner. If you don't have the time, then you're going to have to pay someone, or you're going to have to start looking at running Facebook ads. And it's the process is easy. They made it easier. There's a quick
I hope
wizard.
so, because it
Hmm?
was terrible. I hope so, 'cause it
There's
was.
a Facebook has a quick wizard when you set up your ad account, and then you put in what you want to spend a day, how many days you want to run it, and then you let it go. It'll run for 3 days and then it stops. It'll run for 7 days and then it stops. Then you look at it and see, did I get any signups? Did I get any interest? Did I get any comments? Whatever the goal that you set. Okay, but that's one way of amplifying your content, because Facebook is going to show it to the people that you are interested in, that you're targeted. That's why I was saying about you want to reach the people that will have the interest, and then you need to take that relationship a little further, like dating. You're going to go on the first date, you're going to see the interest, and you're going to say, hey, we're going to set up a second date. See? And then it
Yeah.
goes from there to there to there. And maybe at the end, there's a wedding ring. But you don't know that at the beginning. You have to do the things. Yeah, you have to do the things that's going to get you in front of the most eyes. And that's organically, you're going to post everywhere. And we talked about that. Now, here's the thing about posting. People feel like, well, if I post too many times, if I post on Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn or Facebook, it's overwhelmed. No, everybody's not online at the same time. Everybody's not seeing the content at the same time. Different groups of people are seeing the content, but you have to keep promoting yourself. You ever know when there's a concert? Remember, we used to have concerts and stuff, and they would promote on the radio. And if you listen to the radio all day, you heard the same promotion over and over. The radio station doesn't care that you heard the same thing 20 times a day. They're trying to get the people that are tuning in and out, jumping in and out, because not everybody's listening to the radio at the same time. So you see how that works?
Yes.
If you listen to the radio all day, you heard the same promotion over and over, and it's like, oh my God, I'm sick of hearing it. But there are people that are not wasn't listening to the radio all day. So when they got in their car, or when they turned it on at home, or when they did whatever, they heard it for the first time. So that's how this Amplify works. You're gonna post of value, post. You're going to engage. If there's comments, well, hey, where can I find this? And you're going to answer the questions, and you're going to say, hey, come on over. You have to be a traffic cop, is what I'm saying. You have to direct the traffic, direct the conversation, and say, we're over here. We're going over here. Come on over with me. See, you have to do that. Or you're going to pay somebody to do that if you don't have time, or you're going to buy ads. That's pretty much it. Or if you're lucky and you know someone who's a journalist who works for Forbes or Entrepreneur Magazine or one of the magazines, if they want to do a feature story on you, that's another way to amplify your content. But that one is kind of rare. You have to already have the relationship, and they have to already want to write the article about you, about what you do and everything. So that's a little rare, but it works. And one more thing is influencer. Influencer marketing, where you you pay an influencer to amplify your content. You can do that. And when I say pay an influencer, I'm not talking thousands of dollars. There are websites where you can go and pay like $100 or $50 or whatever. It's set up between the influencer and you. So that's another way to amplify your content. But there's different ways. Okay. So, all right. So we're at the top of the hour. I want to thank everybody for watching. We want to wrap this up. Like I said, you want to amplify your content. You're trying to get a specific group of people that are interested in your topic. You want to take them further along the journey and, put them on your email list, direct them over to your private group or your membership or your website, wherever you want them to go, because there's going to be another conversation happening over there that's more specific and targeted, which is good. This way smaller is good because you have interested people, like we were saying about fishing and dating. Those are analogies to think about. Okay. And if you got any other questions, you know where to find me.
Says, please drop the website so she can, get in touch with you.
Okay. Just TerryJohnsonOnline.com.
Did you hear that?
Oh, she's in the watch party. I thought she could
She's in
see
the
here.
watch party, so that's
Yeah,
why
okay.
so
Okay, no
people.
problem. Or go to Facebook, Terry Johnson Online. Go to Instagram, Terry Johnson Online. Uh,
TerryJohnsonOnline.com.
yeah. Or you could go to Twitter. If you're on Twitter, it's WebGirlTJ. But everywhere else is Terry Johnson Online. And just ask the question, if you want to know more. Also in the chat here, if there's a topic or anything that you wanted us to talk about and I have it covered, let me know. Wherever you're watching this, drop a line, drop a comment. Find me at Terry Johnson Online. Find me at the Biz Chicks group.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Mm-hmm.
that also. Okay. And I know I just barely touched on this, but I want you to get the essence of.
Well,
Mm-hmm,
I
go
like
ahead.
I like the fact that it's clear. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We don't. If you want more, then you need to go to TJ's
See,
website.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That was the call to action. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
find me online. You're gonna go to my website. You're gonna contact me. There's several ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you're doing with your content. You're saying, hey, I want you to go to my website. Hey, I want you to sign up for my email list on this landing page. You decide that.
So we want you to join Biz Chicks if you haven't done already.
Yeah.
You can text Biz to 33777. That is our call to action.
There you go.
All righty, Daddy.
Okay.
Thank you so much, TJ. We just really appreciate you. We want to thank you for coming in. She always has such great topics.
Oh, thank
Says
you. I
thank
tried.
you. And we get excited when we hear how to amplify and how to increase our reach with our
Yeah,
content.
there's
So,
more on this topic, but again, we're limited by time, unfortunately. So there will be a way soon where we will have more of these conversations. I'm still working on it, guys. It's just, it's hot, the pandemic, things are everybody knows what's going on. That you feel like, hey, I don't have time to do this and that. You really do, but things are happening and you're going, I'm gonna take a break right now and
yes,
work on that later.
everybody feels that way, and it just keeps going on and on. So
Yes,
let's get started, guys. And
yeah.
remember, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow. Is what, TJ? It's Wednesday.
Wednesday with
We're going to be here with Coach Karen talking
yep.
about getting your mind on your money and your money on your mind for business. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
No,
Okay.
no, we're good. Just reach out to me if you more questions.
And I put it in the chat at the watch party. It's terryjohnsononline.com. Okay, guys, we love you. Don't forget to go to the front of your own line. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.